You have been building for months, maybe years, and then someone stumbles across your game on Steam through a Reddit post, an X post, or even an influencer clip. And then they click through your game page. But they eventually leave. No wish list, no purchase, just gone. That moment, that specific moment where someone lands on your Steam page and doesn't wishlist is actually one of the most fixable problems in indie gaming marketing. But almost nobody fixes it. This happens because the data barely tells you it's happening. Steam shows you aggregate visit counts and wishlist numbers, but not who bounced, not where they looked, not what made them leave. You are basically flying blind on the most important conversion in your entire funnel. Today, I'm going to show you the 5 things that make players bounce off your Steam page before they even read your description. I will screen share real page examples and do live rewrites on 2 of them. And at the end, I'll give you a concrete checklist to audit your own page in under 30 minutes. Let's go! Here's the thing, most developers get it wrong. They think the Steam page job is to describe their game. Well, spoiler alert, it's not. Its job is to answer one specific question as fast as possible. Is this game for me? That's it. Not what is this game, but is this my game? And the player decides that before they even read a single word of your description. Think about it as 2 separate conversion problems stacked on top of each other. First, does your capsule image earn a click? Second, does the page that the player lands on earn a wish list? Most advice focused on one or the other, but we are going to fix them both. And the good news is there are almost entirely copywriting and page automations adjustments. No entirely new page, no new trailer. You can ship all 5 fixes in a weekend. Your capsule image, it's not a logo and it's not a movie poster. It is a thumbs up in a feed. When someone is scrolling through Steam Discovery, they are doing this. They hover, they scan the first 4 screenshots in the tooltip, and they move on. You have under 2 seconds to earn a hover, and you have under 5 seconds to earn a click. The most common capsule sins are a character that's too small to read at a thumbnail size, a font that's generic or unreadable, a background that looks like 10 other games in your genre, and the fix is brutal but simple. Shrink your capsule image down to a thumbnail size, the way it actually appears in Steam, search results and discovery widgets, and ask, is it still legible? Is there one clear focal point? Does it look distinct from other first 6 capsules in your game genre? Check the results. If the answer to any of these is no, your capsule is bleeding clicks before anyone reads your page. This field, 300 characters, sits right next to your game trailer, and it is probably the most underestimated line of copy in all of indie gaming marketing. Most developers treat it like the back of a cereal box, like an open world with RPG, with deep crafting mechanics and a rich story. Cool enough, but so it is half of the store. That's Undertale's short description. Only 14 words. No features listed, no big adjectives, just a contradiction that makes you go, wait, what? That's a hook. It earns curiosity and curiosity earns a scroll. There are 4 types of short descriptions that work. A gameplay hook that highlights what makes your game mechanically unique, a story hook built around an intriguing situation, a tone settler that establishes a mood and vibe, and the one-liner that just makes someone feel something. What doesn't work? Feature lists, general labels, and anything that starts with "embark on an epic journey." When someone lands on your Steam page, their eyes go directly to the trailer thumbnail or your first screenshot, whichever loads first and moves. That image needs to answer one specific question immediately. What does it feel like to play this? Not what does the world look like and not what's the title card. It needs to answer this question. What does it feel like to actually be playing? Research from Steam user behavior studies showed that the hover tooltip cycles your first 4 screenshots and players use those images to decide whether to open the page at all. The first screenshot sets the frame for everything else. If it's a menu or wide environmental shot with no action, you are wasting the most valuable real estate you have. The fix? Your first screenshot or GIF should show a player character doing the most exciting thing in your game. Preferably with UI visible so players understand the context in the first 3 seconds of the loop. Most players will never scroll past the read more fold on your Steam page. The average visit time on the indie game page is under a minute, which means that those first 2 lines of your long description, the ones visible before the read more button, are your entire pitch for the majority of visitors. And almost every indie game I see opens with world building, the history of the kingdom, the name of the protagonist, or even the lore. Nobody cares about that yet. They haven't earned the lore. You have to earn the right to explain the lore by first answering this. Why should I care at all? Open with conflict. Open with a player promise. Not in a world of darkness, but you will do X, feel Y, and face Z. Emotion before explanation. The same principle from the last episode applies here too. Steam's discovery algorithm is almost entirely tech-driven, which means that when someone plays a game in a certain genre and they finish it, Steam's recommendation engine looks at shared tags to surface what to play next. Tags are how Steam finds your audience for you. The scenes here are subtle but expensive. First one. Using the indie tag as your primary descriptor is not helping as much as you think. Every indie game is indie. It's not searchable. It doesn't help the algorithm route your game to the right players. Second, choosing aspirational tags instead of accurate ones, it's hurting you in the long run. Tagging your small roguelike as open world because you want that audience, but then having a 50% wishlist to purchase rate because the players who arrive expect something different that you can't deliver, it's really bad. Tags set expectations, break them, and you get refunds and not funds. Third, not filling your tags out completely. You have up to 20 tags. Use them. Each additional accurate tag is another surface area for Steam's algorithm to find a player who's already warm to your genre. The fix. Go to your closest successful competitor, not the biggest one in the genre, your actual closest comparison, and study every tag they have used. Then cross-reference with your game. You should be within 60 to 70% overlap on the top 8 tags. If you are not, you are invisible to the players who would love your game most. Okay, let's put this into practice. I'm going to audit this page right now, out loud to you guys, using the 5 scenes we just went through. This is exactly how I will approach if a developer on QUDO sent me their page and asked me what's wrong. Notice what I'm not changing. The visual style, the game style, the screenshots of gameplay. Everything we touch is words and framing. That's the point. The game doesn't need to change. The pitch needs to change. Here's your Steam page audit. 5 checkpoints, 1 for each scene. Go through your page with this open. Number 1. The thumb stop test. Screenshot your capsule at the thumbnail size and ask yourself, can you read it? Is there one clear focal point? Does it look different from the top 6 results in your game genre? Number 2. The hook test. Read your short description out loud. Does it make someone lean in with curiosity or does it just describe features? If someone who had never heard about your game read it, will they want to know more? Number 3. The first impression test. Look at your first screenshot. Does it show active gameplay, a character doing something, UI present and energy visible within 3 seconds? Or is it just a logo, a menu or a static landscape? Number 4. The above the fold test. Highlight just your first 2 visible lines in the about the game section. Do they open with conflict, player promise or emotion? Or do they open with lore and world building? Number 5. The tag audit. Find your closest successful competitor, list their top 8 tags and compare with yours. Are you missing accurate tags? Are you using vague filter tags like indie as your primary descriptor? Everything we covered today, the capsule test, the hook test, the above the fold rewrite, it only pays off if people actually land on your page with intent. And that's where I want to show you something. This is QUDO. It's a platform built specifically for indie games and players. And what I care most about for you as a game developer is this: comments and wish lists. We know how critical both of those are. Comments signal social proof to new visitors. Wish lists directly feed Steam's algorithm at launch. QUDO's community actively engages with listed games, meaning real players leaving feedback and clicking through to wish lists. Here's exactly how to make it work for your game. Step 1. Register on QUDO as a game developer and grab the Steam page checklist we just went through. The link is in the description. Step 2. Go through the 5 fixes we covered today before you drive any traffic, because every player QUDO sends to your Steam page should land on a page that converts. Step 3. Activate the challenge rewards on QUDO. That's what gets the community directly engaged with your game, completing challenges, dropping comments and wishlisting. In that order. Don't skip to step 3 before step 2 is done. There's no point sending warm players to a page that leaks them. And now, quick question before you go. Which of the 5 scenes we covered today did you immediately recognize in your own page? Was it the capsule, the short description, the first screenshot, the above the fold copy, or was it the text? Drop it in the comments, I read all of them and the pattern of answers will shape what we'll be covering in the next episode. See you in the next Growth Clinic.